Now, why don't we get into Kail taunting? And I mean taunting Javi. So she is well aware of Javi dragging her on Instagram Live. And so today she decided to clap back at him by sharing a photo from the Wawa parking lot. And you guys remember, the Wawa parking lot is from that infamous scene in Teen Mom 2 where she calls out Javi for trying to cheat on Lauren with her, wanting to bone her in the Wawa parking lot. And listen, word on the curb back then was that Kail was somebody you bone in parking lots. Lux was conceived in a strip mall parking lot, right? And she's talked about many other dalliances in various parking lots. But I think this is a bit of a self-drag. Can you imagine at like, how old is she? Like 33, 34, 35 years old or something like that, poking fun at the fact that you get railed in Wawa parking lots, Walmart parking lots, maybe even McDonald's parking lots, maybe the Home Depot. Like, like I know she's trying to get under his skin because Javi specifically asked her to stop making these jokes. But at this point, you're the one that looks kind of crazy because it's like, men know they shouldn't be coming to me asking to bone in a parking lot. Why do they feel like they could bone you in a parking lot? Like, you're looking kind of weird. Like, what's that about, right? And then we know that you bone people in parking lots, so I don't get it. Maybe it's just me, but I don't get it. Oh my goodness gracious. Live to Color says she's got a thing for parking lots, I guess. Honestly, it really seems like it. I guess all the more power to her on that. But I don't know. I don't like people doing these things in public. Like the idea of minding your own business, going to go buy your essentials or something like that at a grocery store, and then you park your car, you take the key out of the ignition, you look to the side to open the door, and you see somebody getting railed next to you in broad daylight. Like, I don't think it's fair to other people to be boning in parking lots like this, in the afternoon. Come on now. Sue says she knows how to pick them. At this point, she just needs to focus on herself and the kids. And I completely agree. Hey, Steph. Steph has become a channel member. Thanks so much for signing up, Steph. It is so nice to see you. Oh, we've got LB in the house. L, she says this whole thing is crazy, isn't it? Oh my God. I think that this is just the beginning. To me, this is the warning shot. Kail posting this Wawa parking lot means all bets are off. The gloves are off. You come for me, I'm coming for you. So y'all know I listen to these podcasts weekly. I think starting next week, because they're always a week or two late in terms of what's going on in her life, from next week or so is when the tea is going to start trickling out from Kail. This is a big scandal that cannot be ignored. She'll either address it head on, deny the claims, or she will slowly start talking crap about Javi. It's going to be bad. Like I said, she's been subliminally responding to Javi's comments. So now she posts a picture of her at a soccer game. Again, maybe this is a soccer game that Javi's talking about that she was 40 minutes late for, and she strolled up with her new man. And, again, I still can't believe that this new man has met the children, because she's been with him since April, apparently, right? That's 2 months now. And then he said at a certain point, she strolls up to the children's soccer match with this man. So this would have been maybe even 1 month in or a couple of weeks in or something like that. Girl, like, what? This is... it's so crazy to me, because when they do Teen Mom, they have to do all of these kind of like PSAs, right? It's your xlife.org, Dr. Drew and them. They talk about how like children of single mothers are at risk of being sexually abused or physically abused by mom's new boyfriend. So you have to be careful bringing like, these are things that have been drilled into their heads every year that they've been on the show. And most of them have been on the show for at least a decade, or were on the show for at least a decade. So why did they move this way? With the weird random pregnancies by random people they barely know, the random men moving in and whatnot. Even Leah learned her lesson eventually. By the way, you guys, LB has a YouTube channel. She also talks about Teen Mom. She talks about a bunch of other reality shows as well, The Sister Wives, etc. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to her channel if she hasn't already. Sorry, not if she has, if you haven't already. Elle, can you post a link to your YouTube channel in the live chat? Thank you. Like just the idea that they are well aware of this stuff. yet they keep moving in these directions. It's giving F these kids. It's really giving that, to be honest with you, because these are very, very scary, dangerous situations that they're kind of just shrugging their shoulders about. And I can't reconcile it in my mind. Like the guilt that I would feel, like I do not get it. And again, Leah is someone that I used to be really hard on for this, but even Leah has changed and she has matured. Like, do you guys remember when Leah met that weird guy, like the older man who was like always walking around in scrubs or something like that, like he was a doctor? He gave those Dirty John kind of vibes. Like that guy that she moved into the house like immediately. She caught a lot of heat for that. And then after that, she didn't grow that much because she did it again with Jalen. Never mind. I was about to say she stopped, but no, she went ahead and did it again. My bad with Jalen, right? Jalen was that guy. He was very smart. He worked for NASA. He wore those women's power suits, and he had the photo shoots with Leah every single week and everything. Oh my God, Jaleesa, not you getting railed in the parking lots. Around, like, is this something you do like in broad daylight, or is this something you do at like 1 a.m? Because the parking lots, they have their towers in the parking lot. There are cameras in the lights. So sometimes like you think you're looking for like a light that you could recognize. Like, no, the light itself is a camera sometimes. So girl, there might be some parking lot security attendants with video footage of you, FYI, right? Sisoti says, having children and acting reckless. Exactly. It's insane. Insane. Albie says, take the key out the ignition, put the key back. Exactly. You put the key back in and you drive in the other direction, because that is not what you want to see. That is not what you want to hear. Absolutely freaking not. Yes, East Awesome. He used to wear those suits. He used to wear like, what is that? What are the plus size ladies stores? Additional in Canada, but I don't know what you guys have in the US as far as that goes. But he used to rock the hell out of those. The only thing he was missing was the kitten heels. Alice says, I wonder how much they spent on photo shoots. Me too. And remember when Jalen even went as far as to go and Photoshop himself into a Vogue cover. Like, that is how thirsty this man was. He was so freaking thirsty. He wanted that fame from being associated with Leah. And it's just, wow. So real quickly, back to Kail and the stuff that she posted to taunt Javi, like the Wawa thing and the photo with the Lux and whatnot. Again, it fell flat because all it showed is just kind of how, her trashy behaviors, right? And then on top of that, it kind of proves that she doesn't have anything on Javi. Because if someone were making salacious allegations against me and I was pissed, I would be coming out swinging with some like brutal truths that I have on the person. And I think that Kail would too, but this is all she's got. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's going to be more coming out on the podcast next week or something like that. I'm not sure, but she's not denying the new boyfriend. She's not denying plans to move the boyfriend, and she's just showing a picture of a Wawa parking lot. That's it, right? That's it. Now, I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. It's a mess. It really, really is, but it's juicy. So thank you to Kail. Thank you to Javi for blessing us with this tea. Again, I feel really, really badly for Javi that he has his child in the middle of this, but don't forget, you guys, Lincoln is only with Kail for 1 year, guaranteed, over there in Delaware. Their agreement was that after 1 year had elapsed, Lincoln would get to choose who he wants to live with. And so given the chaos over at Kail's house, there is a likelihood that he is going to decide that he would prefer to live with his father in Virginia Beach. So keep that in mind, right? And so, Javi, Lauren, obviously they're going through it right now and it's a very difficult time, but it's 1 year. And so hopefully like that's going to be able to help them get through this. Just 1 year, just 1 year, just 1 year, just 1 year. And then Lincoln's going to be able to make his own choice for where he wants to live. And if you guys listen to my recaps of Kail's podcasts and whatnot, she has opened up on her Baby Mama's No Drama podcast and on her Coffee Convos podcast about how she feels as though one day Lincoln would choose to live with Javi because he's much closer to Javi and just everything like that that's going on in Javi's house. So I do think that the likelihood is indeed high that that is something that is going to happen. Okay.